Hi everyone. Sorry that we can't get together today for Messy Church. I'm really sad actually to be missing out on that. But I thought I'd say hello and see how you're all getting on and maybe just give you a few pointers at quite a difficult time, really. Um, so, Today we were actually going to be thinking about Lent, a time when we get ready for Easter, for that time when Jesus is on the cross and then rises from the dead, a really sad time into a really happy time. And it's a time when we think about saying prayers. It's a time when we think about helping out and giving to charity as well. And some of those ideas are probably quite appropriate, quite important to think about at the moment because we're not entirely sure what's happening all the time. Most of you, I think, are probably now off school, so you don't know what's going to happen, or you're going to be spending quite a lot of time at home and quite a lot of time with other people as well, maybe a little bit cooped up, and you might get a bit fed up. But I wanted to give you to help you to think a little bit maybe about helping out. And when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about an old friend of mine. You may or may not recognize him from this picture, or maybe you might know him better with the blue coat rather than the old-fashioned red coat. It's Paddington Bear. Paddington Bear is one of my favourite stories, or my favourite set of stories from when I was probably your age, to be honest, but I'm still quite a fan. Love the new films and everything. Paddington is somebody who needed some help. He was a very lost little bear who came over from darkest Peru. Unfortunately, he found Mr. and Mrs. Brown and the family and Mrs. Bird, the housekeeper, and they looked after him when he most needed some help. And Paddington is a very kind bear. He likes to help out as well. Sometimes he gets into a lot of mischief. Sometimes he gets into trouble as well because he doesn't always do what he's told. But he's got a kind heart. And actually, when people are struggling, he tends to help out and try and cheer them up. And maybe actually we can learn a little bit from Paddington at a time like this. Not something you often expect to hear a vicar say, maybe. But I think Paddington's quite a good little role model for us. But actually, at a time when we're thinking about what we need to do to help each other, when we need to make sure that we don't just think about what we do ourselves and for ourselves, but actually what we do to help other people as well, it might be at the moment that you need to listen particularly to the grown-ups at home, to the people who are in charge of things, to make sure that you're doing the right thing and helping to sort this situation out as quickly as we can. Thinking about Lent and saying some prayers, you might like to ask God to help you, to help other people. Sometimes that's one of the best prayers that we can offer at this time. You might like to think we're only about 3 weeks away from Easter as well. That's the time when we can sing that song with the A word in. You remember that word that we wrapped up at the end of the last Messy Church session? Well, maybe have a sneaky practice of that, and we'll see how we get on, because we're not sure when we're going to next be able to meet. But also remember to be good, to thank your parents and the grown-ups at home who are probably having quite a difficult time as well, trying to work out how best to look after you. But be helpful. Remember Paddington. Remember, say your prayers. And I'll really look forward to seeing you again soon as we possibly can. But I'll miss Messy Church, and I'm sure you probably will as well. Okay, goodbye. God bless you all.